to this. This is your Kocosports.net's Royal Rumble 2017 post-show/review. I'm your host, LK from Kocosports.net, and I'm joined by my partner in crime, as always, Sammy. Sammy, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Hopefully better now if we can get this piece of shit working.
I've never seen that before. I can hear you.
That isn't
you can hear me, but the audience can hear both of us. Absolutely insanity. Google shoving a dick up my ass. Cruel. Win, loss, or tie. Internet inventory. Put your thoughts, comments again in the live chat, and we'll read them once the show. We've finished reviewing the show. Sammy, straight off the bat, win, loss, or tie.
I win, dude. I had so much fun tonight. Even though there's some things I didn't necessarily like, it was so much fun. This is the best Rumble in years, and I absolutely loved it. Unpopular opinion, this was better than NXT last night.
You know what? I'm going to give it a win. It was a good show. I'm a lot happier about the Rumble winner than most. I did enjoy the Universal Tie match. I enjoyed the WWE Championship match. I thought the Rumble was a lot of fun. Now, I know Sammy was watching with a big group of people. I was watching with 3 people. I had a really good time. We all have different views and opinions on wrestling, so it's kind of good to bounce off each other, seeing different opinions. And we're not really going to go over the pre-show. I'm going to read you the results. Naomi, Nikki Bella, and Becky Lynch they defeated Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya after Naomi got the win for a split-legged moonsault. The club won the Raw Tag Team Championships from Cesaro and Sheamus in a nothing match, which I'm expecting a better match on Raw tomorrow night. Nia Jax squashed Sasha Banks. Shawn Michaels came up, sucked Vince's cock, went home. Now on to the main pay-per-view, which we are going to break down a lot better than that. Okay, we had the Raw. We started off with the Raw Women's Championship, Charlotte defending against Bayley. Now, I talked about on the NXT TakeOver show how I wasn't very excited for NXT TakeOver, which is why I think I rated it a bit higher than what it actually delivered. Whereas the Royal Rumble, I was stoked, I was excited, I was pumped. Now, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. I give it a win because I enjoyed it, I was entertained. And this opener for the main show was the worst match of the night. Do you agree?
Oh, easily the worst match of the night.
What were your, I my notes here, I literally have 3 lines. Okay, normally I'm on here like I have like a page of notes for a pay-per-view match. I literally have Charlotte natural selection on the apron to get the win. That's going to hurt tomorrow. Good match, nothing bad, high expectations, and where do we go from here? Because Charlotte won clean.
That's a good question. I mean, she won. I guess you could almost say she won dirty, but I have a feeling they're going to build up the Bayley match. They're going to have her do the underdog thing, have to beat a bunch of people to go up against Charlotte again. And then at Mania, finally have Bayley beat Charlotte for the title, if I had to guess.
I mean, they could do it again, but after what I watched tonight, I don't really think I want to see it again. I was really underwhelmed with it, and maybe my expectations now for a women's WWE match are a lot higher than what they used to be.
Yeah.
But still, it was like I got a 2.5 stars, which I think might be...
I give it 2 stars. It's serviceable. I think I'm just fucking sick of Charlotte as part of it.
This is what now? Pay-per-view win number 16? It was an okay match. It's just, I know I'll be interested because we watched it with people. So, we were talking, having drinks, etc., etc. I'm wondering what the internet infantry thought. If there were some people who, watched with just one friend or watched alone because it's at night and they just finished work. I wonder if they enjoyed this match a lot more than we did because we had company.
Yeah, that's a really question because I had a big group of people. So y'all guys let us know in the comments if you watch this by yourself or if you watch this with maybe just one other person. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think if you enjoyed it more or if you still thought the same we did, that it was a complete waste. It's just let us know.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about. Charlotte got the win with the natural selection on the apron. It's going to hurt. It was a good spot for the finish. The crowd were into it. They're into Bayley. I just thought that, WWE's all about moments, and, it's the Alamodome, it's the Rumble, and I thought that they would have gone for the win for Bayley, obviously, and I'll be getting to pay-per-view profit victors at the end of the show once we finish breaking down and live comments. So 2.5 from me, 2 star from Sammy. I'm feeling rather generous. And we move on to our Universal Championship. Now, I've got written down here, that it's stupid because it makes the Universal title look weak. But then I realized they did the Raw part, they did the 205 Live part, then they did the SmackDown, and then they did the Royal Rumble. So the format of this show I thought was fucking magnificent.
It was very, very good. This is how they need to do the co-branded pay-per-views from now on.
Agreed, because AJ Cena is a lot more, marketable than Reigns Owens, so it makes a lot more sense for AJ and Cena to go on last. Because I was worried, like, why is this on now? But I took time and I figured it was actually a really smart idea. And this is a point. Now, I was watching this, and if I wasn't a hardcore fan, now I know the WWE Network was the actual login service, as they announced on the show, was down because that many people were trying to purchase the show, or purchase the network, sorry. I think if some of them are casual fans, I think they'll look at this match and say, who am I meant to cheer for? Because I was watching the mannerisms of Roman Reigns, and he actually comes across as a cunt. Sorry, prick. I shouldn't use that word. He comes across as a prick.
Mm-hmm. And he did that a lot through the entire show, which I think is smart in getting to what we're building to that's going to come at the end of the show. Not to jump ahead of myself, this would be the perfect avenue for a switch. Perfect avenue. And I thoroughly enjoyed this match. I was really bored with it in the beginning, but I think that they ended up building a really good story. Owens dragged as much of a good match out of him that he could. Reigns, I don't think he did as good a job as AJ did, but the match was very serviceable. I gave it like a solid 3 stars.
I gave it much more. I gave it 3.5. Again, I'm giving that extra half. I don't know why, if I had a better beverage than you, but I enjoyed it. My expectations weren't that high for this one. I was thinking, okay, it's going to be okay. And they go on.
You know what? I am going to give it 3.5 stars. You know where I'm going to get that extra half a point from? My fucking boy Kevin Owens kept the goddamn belt. Fuck yes. That made me so happy. The match itself, I did really enjoy the match. Don't think, like, if I say 3 stars, ladies and gentlemen, y'all, it's not bad. If I've never explained how I judge matches to you guys, and I might have done this on air before. 1 star is terrible. 2 stars is serviceable. It's a match. It happened. It's okay. 3 stars is a good match. 4 stars is one of the best matches I saw that year. 5 stars is one of the best matches I've ever seen of all time. This was a 3-star match. It was a very good match. 3.5 star match. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
There was some good spots in here. There was, what do we get? When Jericho thrown down the brass knucks and Owens hit the Superman punch. I like that. Yeah. I liked Reigns Superman punching Kevin Owens off the top rope, going through stupid amount of chairs that scared me. That was scary. That was
breaker brat thing of chairs.
Yeah, that wasn't like me and Booms talked about on, I think it was NXT, or no, it was one of the shows we covered anyway. We're talking about how when I watch a death match, or when we watch death matches, you don't want, and I'm not saying this was a death match by any means, okay? This was a WWE hardcore match. When I watch a hardcore match, I want to worry about the character, not the human being. And in that spot, I worried about the human being Kevin Owens. And I think that was just a bit too far. I understand, like, he wanted his Rumble moment. Like, okay, it's a moment company. You know, the flashes, the video packages. They were a moment company. It was a good moment, but my God, if he was just an inch more to the right and his head landed on the that top chair, it would have been a goner. It would have been a goner, because that's a nasty fall.
Kevin Owens is very, very smart. You know, Kevin Owens will scare you sometimes and take some scary bumps, but he's very, very smart about when he takes those bumps, and he's very smart about how he takes them, and he makes them mean something. Like, your people are going to remember that particular moment, like you said.
That's very true. And then Reigns basically then hit a powerbomb through the announce table, and then as he goes to pick him up, Braun Strowman comes out. He hits a power slam through the table that was set up in the corner. Kevin Owens then just rolls over, covers 1, 2, 3. Jericho and Kevin Owens mark out together. They win. And I've got here written down, this must lead to a program of Reigns and Strowman, but what we saw at the Rumble makes me question if that's the way they're going. Like, excuse me. Obviously, spoiler alert, you know, Taker and Roman do that. So you've watched the show if you're listening to this.
Yeah, if you're watching this, we assume you watched the show, so sorry.
You know, it is the Royal Rumble 2017 review, so I'm pretty sure I didn't think there'll be 2017 spoilers in there. Anyway, they did this angle with Taker and Reigns now, a huge stare down. The crowd booed the fuck out of it. They don't want to see it, which means we're going to get it. Which means this Strowman and Reigns stuff, I think that's going to be the Fastlane program. I think we're going to get, because we have a pay-per-view for Raw in between Rumble and Mania, so I think the Fastlane program is going to be Reigns and Strowman, and then the Mania program could be Reigns versus Taker. The issue with that is Reigns pretty much has to beat Strowman, unless Taker cost Reigns the match at Fastlane. But
that would be smart.
Which would be smart. But where would Strowman go from there? Would he then go up to the WWE Universal title? Because Randy Orton won the Randy Orton, if you built a damn sports entertainer from the damn ground up, you get damn Randy Orton. He won the Royal Rumble. Spoiler. Which means he's going for the SmackDown title because he's a SmackDown wrestler. Which means, do we see Randy Orton versus... we'll talk about that towards the end of the show because that's a lot of kerfuffle. But Reigns and Strowman, I think, is the Fastlane event. I give it 3.5 stars. Good stuff. Better than I anticipated. Worst match of the show match right now. Worst match of the show right here. Cruiserweight title on the line. Rich Swann defending against Neville. There is more noise in a graveyard than Neville versus Rich Swann in the Alamodome.
But see, I didn't get to listen to it because we were all, again, kind of talking through the whole thing. So, I mean, the match, what I saw, I enjoyed. Some of the super kicks were really cool, but it was, again, forgettable. I'm happy with the finish, though. I really liked the finish.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the finish. I liked the match, just the crowd just took it down a notch. There was a nice spot where Neville jumped off the top and Swann hit a mid-air super kick. Neville got the win with the Rings of Saturn. Swann tapped. Just the crowd killed it.
That was an awesome submission.
It is a really good submission. And I gave it 2.25. I felt so fucking generous giving that. Like, this Cruiserweight division... like, if you told me Neville would be in a Cruiserweight title match at the Royal Rumble in 2017 last year, I'd have said, take my money, that's going to be a 5-star clinic.
Yeah.
2.25 star, it was forgettable. And the issue is, no one cares. I couldn't give a fuck who wins this belt. I really could not care less. I don't give a fuck.
That's an issue. It really is. And I want to really like the fucking... I want to like the Cruiserweights, but they're making it difficult to do so.
Yeah, and I actually, before the Rumble, before the pre-show, I watched the 205 live main event with Neville and Cedric Alexander because I didn't actually realize that was the main event because I forget when it comes to WWE quite a lot. And I watched it, and it was a damn good match. Like, that Neville-Cedric Alexander match was better than this match. It was a very good match. It went about 19 minutes. It was very, very good, and I really recommend everyone who hasn't watched 205 last week, give that a watch. Then we go on to what you're all partly here for. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship, or just the WWE Championship, I think is now referred to as. AJ Styles defending against Big Match John. I don't know if anyone else had this throughout their night. This was the one and only time I've ever had this problem during a live stream. The network cut, and it cut for
me all the time.
It cut for me for about 5 minutes. I've never experienced this at my house, at my friend's house. I've never experienced this. It's one of the most frustrating things I think I've ever experienced in my whole entire life. This was as frustrating as Roman Reigns nearly winning the Rumble. And that's frustrating.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there. But the network, sort yourself out. It's unacceptable. Even though I pay, £13 for it. But that's a different story for a different time. There was some really, really great stuff in this. AJ did the STF better than Cena, which really made me chuckle. Like, he actually timed it. It was so damn loose. It was funny. Cena with the figure 4 kind of made me mark out. AJ with the Stars Clash for 2. Cena with a Canadian Destroyer. A Super AA off the top for 2, and one of the best near falls I think I've ever seen. Cena then hits an AA and then rolls through, bridges up, hits another AA, which is really fucking nice to get the win. Cena now a 16-time world champion. Very, very good.
Excellent match. Early contender for a match of the year for me. Like, it probably won't win, but damn, it was good. It was really good.
It was. And the thing is, though, my expectations obviously from the SummerSlam match were very high. And they blew them. Like, I really enjoyed the Bobby Roode Nakamura pacing. This to me was like that. AJ went to Cena's level, whereas I think in the SummerSlam match, Cena tried to go to AJ's level in pacing. This was much slower, felt like a WWE style main event. AJ's gotten better at doing a WWE style main event, and it was a very, very, very good fucking professional wrestling match. I loved the pacing. Adore AJ as a heel. Cena is the champion. We all knew that. We all expected that.
Yeah,
because
we did expect it, but I mean, it was still really fucking good.
I think it was smart of them to have it against AJ because Cena and AJ had a great match at SummerSlam, so they knew they were going to have another great match in the Alamodome. being said, you're now not thinking, fuck's sake, Cena's the fucking champ again. He's the fucking 16th time. You're thinking to yourself, what a damn pro wrestling match I just watched.
Yeah.
That is gold.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do like 3 other things at once, but I mean, I don't even know how to talk about this match because I really enjoyed it, and it was one of the few times during the entire event where everyone I'm watching it got really quiet and got really invested in. I mean, people that want to shit on John Cena, anyone that says that they just buried AJ, I don't say this very often, you are wrong. AJ put on a hell of a match. He did not get buried. They're still going to have stock in him. He's going to be in the Elimination Chamber. He was their champion for how long? How much have they put into AJ? He was winning all of their house shows. He's going to be okay. Just because you lost one match does not mean you are getting buried. And AJ still has a rematch, and we got Elimination Chamber coming up. AJ's going to be fine, guys. He's going to be fine. And he has nothing... The biggest thing is AJ did not come out of this match looking weak. He still looked strong. It took how many fucking
3 AAs plus a super AA
in a row?
In a row.
4 AAs. 4. I think he took 4
including
or 5.
Yeah, 4 with the super AA included because he hit an AA, then hit the super AA, and then 2 more AAs.
Took that many to put him down. Think about that. Mind you, everyone kicks out of the AA, but usually you kick out of one and the next one gets you. He kicked out of that many. And it didn't make AJ look weak because AJ hit him with the Styles Clash, but he didn't cover him. So that puts us in mind, like, if he just would have covered him, he would have won. Exactly. But he didn't. AJ is no worse off from this match. He is just as good as he was. He's not damaged products, and he's not being buried.
And if AJ wins the Rumble, we can get the match that legit makes me cum my pants. AJ Styles versus, if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, Randy Orton. That's what I want in life. Life don't get better than that. I gave this 4.5 stars. It's not Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada from Wrestle Kingdom 11's 5-star from me, or Meltzer 6. This is 4.5 stars. To only
4.5 stars easy.
To only be half a star off Okada Omega is a testament. And obviously Cena, tweeting and Instagramming about Kenny Omega. He obviously watched the Kenny Omega match and thought, you know what, me and AJ, we are, in our prime. We ain't going to get better than this. Let's try and top that. It was the same style of pace, kind of the same length. I just really fucking enjoyed that. And that was gold. That was a really, really good match. And if you're watching this and you didn't watch the Rumble for some really strange reason, go back on the network or stream, whatever, watch this match because it was damn entertaining. Yeah. And then we move on to the one you're all here for, the Royal Rumble match. Now, I looked at my clock and I saw the time and realized there was an hour and 40 minutes left of the show, thinking, fuck me, this is going to be a long Rumble. And we finished early, which made me happy because then I could quickly walk home and set up for the show. But damn it to God, this was a long one. It went like about an hour and 20 minutes, probably the longest Rumble, apart from obviously 2011, which was the 40-man. It was
Sorry,
still
my
really
mic went out for a second. It was a fucking long one. Holy shit. It was never but I didn't feel like it was long. How about that? Like, it was long. I didn't feel like it was long.
It just goes so quick, doesn't it? So I'm going to run down everything. All right. I'm going to run down everything that happened. So we had number 1 was Big Cass. Number 2, Jericho. Number 3, Kalisto. Number 4, Mojo Rawley. Number 5 was Jack Gallagher. Number 6 was Mark Henry. Henry then dumps up Gallagher with the umbrella. Sammy, are you there, boss? I don't know if he's cut out or I cut out. This is some weird shit going on right now. I don't know if I've cut out. If I've cut out, I'm going to be very sad. Yeah, cool. I don't know. Just keep going. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I will keep going. I'll go back. So Gallagher comes out, which I do not like. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I don't like the cruiserweights being involved in the Rumble. Jack Gallagher's goal should be one thing. That is to win that cruiserweight title. He should have nothing to do with the Royal Rumble. Anyway, he came out with the umbrella. Mark Henry dumped Gallagher out with who had the umbrella as well. Was pretty cool. Number 7 was Braun Strowman. Strowman becomes my hero for a few minutes by eliminating Mojo Rawley. Number 8 was Sami Zayn. Number 9 was Big Slow. Show and Strowman had a stare down. Now, this is where I think Braun Strowman is going to go on to face because the big show though is facing Shaquille O'Neal, if I'm correct, at WrestleMania. So you can't really do that. The Mania card, to me, in my mind, like at the end of the show, once we've done live comments, once we've done pay-per-view profits, I'm going to run down what I think my Mania 33 card is. And there's so many questions. It could be that, and that, and that's strange. The Royal Rumble, you're normally like, okay, this is where they're going with that, and that's where they're going with that. And then you had number 10, which was Ty Dillinger. I haven't marked out like that for a while. I look like a fucking mark. I don't care. That was amazing. That was generally amazing. I absolutely loved it. Golden. Really good stuff. Number 11 was Jobber James. Number 12 was Dangerous. Dean Ambrose.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
All right, cool. I'm just breaking it right. I'm up to number 12, Dean Ambrose. What was your thought on Ty Dillinger coming in at number 10?
Oh yeah, dude, I popped so hard for and everyone I watch doesn't watch NXT, so when I'm freaking out, they're all like, "Why the fuck is he freaking out?" Though, truth be told, I marked out just as hard for Jack Gallagher. I was so fucking happy.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. It was pretty cool how they had the umbrella gimmick.
I love the umbrella gimmick. I thought he actually got to show himself really well, and they didn't make him look weak just because he's a cruiserweight. Even though he was the first eliminated, he didn't look weak. Like, he held his own against some much bigger guys, even though he is a cruiserweight. And I think the fact that he was the really only cruiserweight in there, like you could say Kalisto, but he's the only person that's on 205 that was in the match, to me, says that they see a lot of potential in this guy.
It pissed me off, and I talked about this before he came on. It pissed me off. Well, I want him. The only thing on his mind should be the Cruiserweight Championship. He should have nothing to do with this Royal Rumble match. None at all. If they wanted the Cruiserweights to have a little Rumble, on the pre-show have a 10-man battle royal for the double contendership for the Cruiserweight title.
I disagree, and this is why I disagree. He can still have 205. No one said that he had to challenge for one of the big belts. He could, if he were to win it, he'd be like, I want to challenge for the Cruiserweight title. I think I am that damn good. Look, I was in that match with all those people that they say are bigger and stronger and faster than us. And look how I held my own with nothing but me, my socks, and my umbrella. How are you going to handle me now?
That's true. I'll give you that one. So then 11 was Jobber James. Number 12 was Dean Ambrose.
Don't just jump over that. That was hilarious. I like, we all expect him to be there, and he got a good pop, and he served his purpose perfect. He did nothing. He got squashed by Strowman. He did some really good facials, like looking scared at Strowman. And then Dean Ambrose psyched him out. It was funny. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
He got absolutely. I felt bad for him though when he took that choke slam to the floor. That was brutal. There's no safe way to land. He just got choked over the top.
His feet, and then Strowman had his thumb stuck in his trunks, and he didn't get out in time.
Oh dear, I didn't catch that bit. Don't look at the guy's junk when he's taking a fall. Let me go 13, Baron Corbin, who actually had a better Rumble than I anticipated. Baron Corbin had a really fucking good Rumble. You know what? Jericho was in there for a while, over an hour, but his was boring. I think Jericho had a long but dull.
Shit.
No, he did a Punk in 2013 or 14, whichever one it was.
Yeah.
Did absolutely nothing. No CM Punk chance as well tonight. Good job, San Antonio. Brilliant. Number 14 was Kofi. Number 15 was Miz. Number 16, Sheamus. 17, Big E. 18, Rusev, who comes out with a nose broken. Obviously, what happened on Monday Night Raw. What else have we got here? We've got 19, Cesaro. 20, Woods. 21, Bray Wyatt. 22, Apollo Crews. Out of everyone, you could have put Apollo Crews. Dude, are you still there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, cool. Just checking.
You can't see my camera, so you couldn't see me face palming as hard as I could. And here's what they need to do. Since they're clearly not going to do dick else with Apollo Crews, at least let the Rumble be his spot and let him take Kofi's spot as the guy that does some crazy athletic shit. Just let him fucking have that, because you're not going to give him anything else. This is a guy that when he was debuting and he was winning a bunch of matches, I was on record as saying that I can see this guy being the first black champion that they have ever had. And I have to eat my own words, because they have... Part of it's his fault because he refuses to have a character. A lot of it's not his fault. And that really upsets me, because they've taken away half his goddamn arsenal. Everything that made Apollo Crews cool, they don't let him do anymore.
That's the WWE we know and love. Then Cesaro and Sheamus, they get eliminated. They have this really cool stare down, which I think is going to lead to a WrestleMania match. I just got that gut feeling. And I sadly think it's going to be on the pre-show. Number 23 was my boy Randy Orton. Orton RKO midair to Sami Zayn. That was cool. 24 was Dolph Ziggler, hit 18 super kicks. 25 was Luke Harper. 26 Brock Lesnar. 27 was Enzo Amore, which pissed me off. Like I was like, okay,
that was a complete fucking waste that could have been used. Like honestly, this is how upset about that. I would have rather if they had used that for a Legends position. Even though I'm totally cool with the Legends never being in the Rumble, this is one of those times where I think it would have been fun.
It was horrible though, because you were there like, okay, it's going to be either Goldberg, Taker, or the mystery person, and then Enzo comes out. You're like, fuck. I see what they tried to do because Enzo's so over, but it left me disappointed. But that was it. 28 was Goldberg. Goldberg and Lesnar stare down. Goldberg dumps out Brock Lesnar like he's Mojo fucking Rawley.
Good. Fuck him. The fact that Mojo... I'm going to get really unpopular really quick, and I shouldn't have said it, and I shouldn't say it again, but I'm going to. I told everyone around me when Mojo came out, I was just like... They're like, what's wrong with you? I would rather watch an abortion happen than watch him wrestle. And then it got quiet. I turned like, maybe I shouldn't have fucking said that. And they're like, dude, that was dark. And yeah, but you know what? No, he should have knocked Brock Lesnar out like that. You know why? Because fuck Brock Lesnar.
Wow. But the thing is, though, you know, they did a good job of, again, protecting Brock with Paul Heyman when he came out after Survivor Series, but
I think they still protected Brock because he fucking cleaned house. And I think this makes a really good point because in MMA, and they want to make it more like MMA, is that there's sometimes, no matter how fucking good you are, sometimes there is just somebody that has your number. And for Brock Lesnar, he cannot beat Goldberg. No matter how hard he tries, no matter how strong he looks, no matter people he tosses out, how hard he trains, Goldberg will beat him. And that's so. I think I'm completely okay with that. I think it makes. I'm okay
Brock
with that.
Pissed off.
Yeah,
I think now you can have a pissed off Brock.
Scarier.
I guess they can do it that way. 29 was Taker. Thankfully, we didn't have to see him walk to the ring. He was already in the ring. Taker and Goldberg have a pretty damn good stare down until Taker dumps out Goldberg, which I didn't really understand. 30 was 30 was
Roman
everyone.
Reigns. Really, guys?
I could just picture everyone's household all at once going, oh, like we got so angry. Like generally, someone started throwing shit.
Like it was like you could have done Balor, you could have done Joe, you could have done you could have done Nakamura, you could have because he won the belt. You could have done Bobby fucking Roode. How cool would that have been? I'm also a proponent of somebody that I think. They should have a tournament in NXT, and whoever wins that tournament gets a spot in the Royal Rumble. I'm completely cool with that.
They did that back in 2000. They did that. I think it was in 2013 or 14 when
they didn't do it with the Rumble. They did it with the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial.
No.
And Hideo Itami won.
Yeah, and I think they did do it at Royal Rumble when Bo Dallas from NXT won a 4-man tournament on Royal Rumble Access gimmick, and he was allowed to enter the Royal Rumble. I think because I remember. I think it was 2014. I think Bo Dallas. Yeah, it was 2014, and Bo Dallas was in it.
So I'm completely cool with that. Completely cool with that. It just they need to bring that back. But it's Roman Reigns, and I don't hate on Roman Reigns like a lot of other people. I mean, the guy can have a decent match. He's got a good look. He can pace himself. Right. But God damn it, we are fucking sick of this. The one thing I will give them is that they started teasing a heel turn. And if you're going to turn him heel, why not turn him over with maybe the most over wrestler WWE's had or ever had in The Undertaker? Imagine how mad people would be at him if he beats The Undertaker. And even the announcers covered really for it. They're like, something snapped in Roman. He's not the same Roman we remember. And that is smart. Just don't forget about that and don't turn your back on it and just keep going with like, oh, super Roman. Like, no, this is a dark, scary Roman Reigns, and that's what we need to see.
So then you have a Reigns take a stare down, which the crowd boo. So that's going to be the main event of WrestleMania. You know, the crowd
will not be the main event at WrestleMania.
Oh, but I was only messing. It was just a joke. Finn's been a cut. Reigns then dumps out Taker, chorus of boos. Orton then dumps out Reigns. And if you build a damn sports entertainer from the ground up, you get my boy Randy Orton, and he won. And you know what? I was the only person in the room excited, pumped. And you know what they did that was so... I will never give credit to WWE as much as this, okay? And I've got it here. The crowd didn't cheer for Randy Orton. They cheered the fact that Roman Reigns didn't win. They knew. They knew when they heard Reigns' reaction that if Reigns came out number 30, the crowd would boo. The crowd would boo and boo and boo to the point where they would have anyone win. I guarantee half that crowd fucking despise Randy Orton, would have booed if Randy Orton tossed out The Undertaker, if Randy Orton tossed out Goldberg, if Randy Orton tossed Brock Lesnar. The crowd would have booed and booed. But because they did it to the guy who they all despise and hate, it made them cheer for Randy Orton. For the first time in a while, there was a cheer post Royal Rumble victory.
It was smart. It was smart.
That was one of the.
I
had to check.
Huge lingering problem here. There is a gigantic dark cloud hanging over your super enthusiasm. No, we've got to say it. We cannot not say it. We have to say it. We are doing ourselves a disfavor if we don't see it. The fact that more than likely we're going to get yet another for the 18th million goddamn time Randy Orton versus John fucking Cena main event. Holy fucking shit, what's new here? So initially I was really happy that Orton won. Then I went, oh god damn it. We're gonna get another one of those fucking matches. Not to say they couldn't put on a good match, not to say it couldn't be fun, but we've seen it a billion goddamn times in a billion goddamn different ways, and there's not a fucking thing you can do to make it any goddamn different from any other goddamn match we've ever goddamn seen from them. For the love of God, if Cena does not lose that belt between here and WrestleMania, I may not watch WrestleMania. Did y'all like that rant? Because I was really spirited.
You know what? WrestleMania 33, Orlando, Florida. Big match, John. Versus, if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
Click.
Oh, it's like, remember this, though. Remember this.
I will watch TNA before I watch that.
Right, that's marketable. Okay, if you build a sports entertainer, Randy Orton versus a big match, John, that's marketable. Okay, remember, this isn't WWE. This is if you turn WWE logo upside down, it's MME, which stands for McMahon's Marketing Enterprise. Okay, he will be able to market the fuck out of this. But with that being said, John Cena won't be champion heading into WrestleMania. I'll be so fucking shocked. You're correct, and I think you're correct. I think you're correct. I hope you're correct. But there's still a really good chance that that's the fucking match we get. Now imagine if they do that, and that's what's on the poster of Orlando. Imagine how many tickets they aren't going to sell. You know what? The casuals who may have been new fans who haven't seen Big Match John versus if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get Randy Orton. They haven't seen it. The last time that was done was
last
back
year.
No, it was not. No, it was not.
They did it in a cage match like last year when Orton was still with the Authority. Maybe the year before last, but it wasn't that long ago.
Pay-per-view. Right, pay-per-view. The last pay-per-view match they had was January of 2013. Okay, but Vince isn't an idiot. He'll know the crowd will take that over. Okay, I had to go to WWE.com to confirm that Vince McMahon was still alive post-Rumble. And he is. Everyone can relax. I think he ain't that much of a fool. You know, he's a prick. He's a cunt. He ruins my Monday nights and makes me depressed Monday evenings. But the guy isn't an idiot. And I respect the guy a lot for what he's done for the business. But right now, I think he's not that much of a fool to think that WrestleMania, Randy Orton, John Cena, when he knows how much people are going to hate that. I think Bray Wyatt's going to win the title at the Elimination Chamber. And I think they're going to do Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship.
And I think that is still... I think that's still definitely on the table, which would be good, but there's just a sinking, deep, depressing fear in me that we could get Cena Orton.
Or, how about this? How about you do AJ Styles versus Randy Orton for Randy Orton's WrestleMania spot at a pay-per-view, at Elimination Chamber?
That would be cool, but I don't think they're not big on giving up. Excuse me.
WrestleMania's position. Yeah, because it makes the Rumble look on it not very good, does it? Unless they want to make it a three-way and they do Big Match John, AJ and if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up. Now, I was going to do this before I get to live comments and pay-per-view profits. I'm going to read out, like, this is Mania. So my Mania 33 card. What do you think the Universal title match will be at Mania?
Oh, man, that's cool because no one expected Kevin Owens to retain, and I'm so fucking happy that he did.
There's still a pay-per-view, remember, in between. There's still a damn... But those pay-per-views in the middle are golden.
That's true, but I don't know. I don't see another contender on the Raw roster right now that can take up that mantle because it's kind of like all the other big guys on Raw are taken into obvious feuds going on. Who takes up Owens? Unless it's Zayn. It's probably going to be Balor.
You know,
Balor will come back tomorrow night.
Maybe. So I say we've got a lock. We've got Rollins versus H. I think that's a lock. I think we can all confirm that is a lock. Rollins versus H or something.
It's pretty much guaranteed.
Should we say the guarantee is Brock Lesnar versus Bill Goldberg as well?
I think it pretty much is. I think we can go ahead and say
this leaves Taker. What do we do with Taker? Do we have him against Roman Reigns now? Do we have him against who else? Big Match John. But if Big Match John is... You know what? Big Match John could come out after Chamber and say, you know what? I lost my title. There's nothing I could say. I disappointed you all. I didn't get to headline WrestleMania one more time. Taker comes out. How would you like to headline WrestleMania one more time with the dead man? They could do that.
Because I've said for a long time that Cena Undertaker doesn't need a belt to be great.
Exactly. Cena, but then I think, though, they might be saving that for next year with Taker's retirement because I reckon he's going to retire next year, WrestleMania 34.
Yeah, but they've said that for like 3 years.
Yeah, but think about this. It's in the exact same building where the streak died, and it's the exact same building where his career died.
True.
That's golden. So we got Brock Goldberg, Rollins H, but then that leaves Strowman, who interfered in Roman Reigns' match. Is that going to be the feud in between the Mania? If so, does that mean Reigns buries Strowman? Not buries, obviously goes over Strowman, and Strowman looks like a joke. But what does that leave Sami Zayn doing? What does that use the Universal Champion? Chris Jericho still the US champ. You got Dean Ambrose, IC title. That'll probably be a ladder match of some kind again. You know, there's so many people we don't really know what's going to go on. And you know what? That kind of excites me. They usually book themselves into a corner where there's the predictable way, which stinks. This year, they've got their book. Their book is wide open.
Which is good. That's the show. And I just looked up on Twitter, if people liked the show or disliked the show. 45% liked. The rest did not. That really surprises me. I really enjoyed this. I figured more people would. That's really surprising to me.
That is very straight. Maybe because if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, Randy Orton one. I know when someone tweeted.
I bet you more of it is that people are mad. AJ got buried, which is a knee-jerk reaction, I think, from a lot of people. Again, people, take a chill pill. AJ is fine. AJ, and even then, if AJ came out and retired tomorrow, you have to look at his last 3-year run and say it might be the greatest 3-year run in professional wrestling. Nobody can take that away from him. How many fucking 5-star matches did he have in several different promotions? How many people can say he came in and went to the championship that quick as WWE and got over with the crowd that quick?
Yeah.
I mean, he's fine, guys. If he came out tomorrow and retired, AJ could go into the Hall of Fame as the headliner this year, and would absolutely 100% deserve it.
That's not confirming, by the way. Dude, if that happens, I'm going to be very upset with you. And before we get to live comments, before we get to live comments, sorry, I had a brain fart there. Before live comments, we're going to get down to who won the Royal Rumble pay-per-view profits, which really won't take long, guys, so stick with me if you're looking for your live comments to be answered. On the Royal Rumble preview and prediction show, which we do every year, we always do preview and prediction shows for the pay-per-views. We have a pay-per-view profit game. We have the prediction of each match, and then we have who actually tiebreaker questions. In first place, in joint first place, that's include tiebreakers, which is a rarity. Joint first place, Tyler Dillon and Brian Corson. Very well done there. And 17 entrants this. Good job there, everyone. In second place, there's 4. There's myself, Fran Yelly, Kevin Eric Snell, and my friend who was just with me, I call him the captain. He absolutely despises it. But the captain came joint second. And joint third came Ewok from Endor and Rick 1982. Thank you to Mateo. Thank you to Boom. Boom's obviously paid it. Mr. Bioko and Toffee forever. And Zach Rowe for also participating in the game. Thank you for making that very enjoyable. I'm about to get my phone up and we're about to go to some live comments, which is always a very interesting time. And my fucking phone for once has actually exploded. What's going in? We got Butter Bum, just keep going. We got Twitter messages. I got the logo sorted out. Now I've got to go on the actual stream itself to get the live comments up. It should be very interesting. I hope we got lots of live comments because very exciting times. And we apologize that the first stream sucked so hard.
We apologize out of that again, and we don't know what the fuck happened.
I've never seen that ever in my whole entire life. Not once have I ever seen that, where it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen because I could hear you. You couldn't hear me, but the audience could hear both of us.
Yeah, it was fucking strange, guys.
Unbelievable.
We apologize.
Loads of live comments. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, y'all don't. I don't think y'all understand genuinely how happy these make us. Like it makes my poor little heart sing when I see so many live comments. Like it genuinely makes my day. Just as much as we get to go back and watch, and when we get to watch, or excuse me, when we go back and read old comments that people have put on videos from the past, like that makes me so happy.
Agreed. So Heavy J says Apollo, Lucha Underground or New Japan. It's a tough one. I think New Japan, because I think in Lucha he'd actually have to be a character, and he doesn't want to do that. Obviously, clearly really bad. So just send him to New Japan, stick him in a young lion gear, and he'll be all right, I reckon. Bradley Cassidy, Goldberg this is a good one. Goldberg is a beast. Give him a belt, lad. Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. I guess that could be a Mania.
Goldberg is so big, he doesn't need a belt, dude. He has got himself over doing virtually nothing, which is a credit to him. And I think I made this point on here, but it's a story I'm going to bring up again because I was talking to my buddy, my roommate about it. And he was a huge Goldberg fan as a kid. And you know what? So was I. But I've watched Monday Night Wars for like 14 times, and I've watched all these documentaries, and I've watched interviews where people just shout on Goldberg. He was terrible. Couldn't work. And I believed it. I was like, yeah, Goldberg sucked. Like, I was just a stupid kid. I didn't like him. And when Goldberg came out for that first time on Raw and walked I was so fucking giddy. I was a kid all over again. I was like, oh my God, this is why I love this guy. And when he squashed fucking Brock Lesnar, I lost my mind because I was a kid again. I remembered why I liked this guy so much and why he was such a superhero. And he's riding that wave of people like me that remember this when I was a kid. Like, not even his WWE run, specifically his WCW run. Like, really, the only thing they bring up from his WWE run is him beating Brock Lesnar. And he doesn't need a belt because he's the superhero. And God, it makes my fucking little heart sing.
It does. Indeed, good answer. Kevin X. Snell says Apollo Crews should become the new drummer for Fozzy and go on sabbatical with Chris Jericho. Mr. Bioko, sorry if I slaughter your name there. Apollo Crews should just leave WWE. They should have just let him stay in developmental on NXT. I completely agree. They called him up for no particular reason at all, apart from the fact he had muscles.
Apollo Creed?
Yeah.
Apollo Crews?
Exactly.
Yeah, I do. Exactly. I have absolutely no idea why they brought him up. No idea.
Waste of time. Poor guy. Great, really talented guy, just not a WWE guy. He's an indie guy. He's an Evolve guy. Go back to Evolve, buddy.
Yeah.
Apollo Crews is good, but yeah, I agree. He has no character whatsoever. Agreed. Kevin X. Snell says, I guess we can until Apollo has enough money to pay off his credit card debts and buy a new house first. But yeah, he's got to go. Tyler Dillon said it was 2013 that Bo Dallas won the 4-way Rumble pre-Royal Rumble because he was a heel. He was a heel in 2014. Thank you very much. Andy Peps says, the minute Roman Reigns came out at number 30, I had that feeling he was going to win the Rumble. I tell you what.
We all did. And I think they played off of that. I think they specifically played off that. It was smart. It was really smart because it played off of that just innate fear for even people like me who don't hate Roman Reigns or like, oh God. My buddy is a big Roman Reigns fan. And I hate when people give him hell like, oh my God, you're better than that. Like, fuck you, dude. He can like whoever he wants. The guy is still talented. Yeah. Like, despite what people want to say, he is talented. But that being said, he is talented.
Right. I'll have you this. He has good mannerisms. He has a cool-looking signature set of offense. He is not a good worker. He's a good character. Kind of. Mannerisms are good because he's kind of portraying the heel. I really find he's not a very good wrestler because unless he's in there with a pro, he's going to stink the joint out.
I don't think he stinks the joint out. And every time he gets in a big match, he gets better. I didn't say he's the best match. I didn't say he's the best wrestler of all time. I didn't say he's fucking amazing. I said he's talented. I don't say AJ Styles is talented. I say AJ Styles is phenomenal. You like how I did that? You see what I just did right there? Anyway, we're getting off topic. But they still, with all that, with me defending him that much, I was still horrified that he was going to win this match because that would have been the end of WWE. They would have fucked themselves over so hard.
That would have been too much. My poor little English heart couldn't have handled that. Reigns' heel is money. Mr. Bioco said Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin at Mania. You know what? Baron Corbin actually impressed me tonight.
He had
I think he actually did a good show.
You know,
I like the fact
Dave and Booms like to fucking shit on him so much, but the guy's got talent. Like you said, he's got a good. See, I think he needs to work on his expression some more. He's got a good set of offense. He sells pretty well. He sells himself very well. He works a big man style that isn't the typical fucking WWE big man style. And he had a really good showing at this match. I like Baron Corbin. I see some good things from him in the future.
Agreed. Kevin X. Snell says, well, I'm part of the Judean People's Front, and if you want to join the Judean People's Front, you got to really hate the Romans. Mr. Blake.
Whatever you say, man. That's cool, I guess.
I have no idea what you just said.
I wouldn't want to say God. That I was like, I'm fairly certain he's making a Roman Empire joke.
Yeah.
My poor little history degree heart, that's just what it thinks. But huh? You confused the holy shit of us. That'd be like all of a sudden I just like drop some like nuclear fission joke. Like no one's gonna fucking understand what we're talking about.
Mr. Bioco says, change his music, give him a suit, make him cocky. I don't know who you're referring to there, pal. If it's Roman Reigns, do anything you can. Heavy J has a really fucking top draw suggestion here. Harper will cost Randy Orton his title shot at Mania.
That would be fucking
that is gold.
Sweet. Dude, they've done a really good job at making Luke Harper somebody you care about and making him a force, which he needs to be, because I still stand by the fact that he's the most underutilized talent on the roster, more so than fucking Apollo Crews or anybody else. He's a guy that can do it all, and that would be fucking sweet. But if he cost him the main event, what the fuck's the main event then?
You could maybe do a three-way like they did with Legacy back at WrestleMania 26, or they could just do Orton versus Harper.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt because I just remembered that was totally a Life of Brian joke, wasn't it? I bet I'm right. I bet it was a Life of Brian joke. I just fucking thought about that. You sneaky little bastard. I see what you did.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Bradley Cassidy said, don't take Randy Orton away from the Wyatts. Mr. Bioco says he needs to use that NXT heel character he had and crank it up. Orton versus Wyatt is more likely from Tyler Dillon. And Cena versus Joe at WrestleMania 33.
Cena versus Joe would be great. I think Orton versus Bray Wyatt in the main event could be fucking sweet too. But only if Bray Wyatt goes over. Randy Orton cannot go over if that match happens. They shoot themselves in the fucking foot, and Bray Wyatt is back at square fucking one. He has to win that match. Even if it's not a great match, it can just be a 3-star good match. If he wins, that after all these fucking years will finally legitimize Bray Wyatt.
It's taken them long enough, for crying out loud.
No fucking joke, right?
Andy Pap says Cena versus Orton is going to ruin WrestleMania. Reginald Thompson says Randy Orton versus John Cena in 2017. New era, same shit. Erico said, what will be the Mania main event? I think they're going to do Goldberg Lesnar. I'm going to be on. I got that gut feeling.
I don't think it's going to be the main event. Like they specifically said tonight and used the verbiage that they didn't say for the title. They specifically said Randy Orton is going to the main event at WrestleMania. So whatever Randy Orton's in is going to be the main event, but I don't think it'll be Brock Lesnar Goldberg. People are excited about that match, and it's going to be cool. But I think the fans and WWE understands that the fans will know this, that the belt is the most important thing, and that those two are a attraction. Use them as an attraction, not the main event.
I completely agree. Tyler Dillon says, I'm going to WrestleMania 33. Well, when you're going there, I want to see a big-ass Kocosports.net banner.
You will get a free high five from us.
Brady Casti says, Baron Corbin as champ in Elimination Chamber. Oh. Interesting. Or my boy, The Miz. That one. You know what? They gave Miz a good length stint in the Rumble.
They did, and he looked really good, too. So, I mean, almost everybody, minus like a handful, minus like Ziggler and Apollo Crews, Kalisto, and one or two others, everyone had a good showing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think Zayn had a really good... I think Zayn was in there for a very long time. And I was pissed off that because him and Cesaro were the ones I was like, yes, in my heart, I really wanted, and I brought it. I didn't actually bring a spare pair of pants if they won because I was going to ejaculate through them. But, you know, my boy Randy Orton once said there was a little bit of pre-com coming out, but, you know, it's only because I've been... the thing is with Randy Orton, you've got to remember, when he was doing the, you know, the Evolution stuff, that was 2004. I was 9 years old. That's when you start getting into the cool characters. Randy Orton was so fucking cool. And then I grew up with him as he was cool, you know, 05, 06, this legend killer. And I was like 11 and 12. And that's the guy. It's like if you're a fan of Hulk Hogan now, you're still a fan of him because that's the guy who you watched growing up. To me, Randy Orton is the guy in my... Like, him and Benoit were like my childhood heroes. You know, I shouldn't really say that on the Royal Rumble post show about Benoit being my hero back in the day. Obviously, now
remember, we specifically said if we're talking about Benoit on the show, we're talking about Chris Benoit, the professional wrestler.
Exactly. But Randy Orton is just... And I can understand if you're pissed off Orton. Like, you know, one of the person I sat next to said, you know, Orton's already won. I like Royal Rumble winners being, you know, new, different people. You know, freshen up the main event scene. But Orton hasn't actually been in the main event scene for a very long time. And it's a good easy
years since Mania 30, so 3 years he hasn't been in the main event, which I guess in wrestling is a long time. But if somebody's been around as long as Orton, I still agree that I think it should have been somebody else. I'm not angry at him winning. I'm scared of what could be, but I'm not angry with him winning the match.
No, I completely agree. Then we have, what have we got? Mr. Barco says, I don't want to see Orton versus Cena. Andy Paps, I'm not going to watch SmackDown as long as Cena's champion. Oh, for fuck's sake, our ratings, our viewership for SmackDown Live is going to go down now Cena's champ. Antium Bishop 07 says, so Bray is winning the Chamber, so Orton versus Cena and AJ versus Shane. God awful mania right now. Bray needs to win Elimination Chamber to save us all.
God. We got 2 weeks. We've got 2 weeks to make sure that Cena isn't the one that walks out of an Elimination Chamber because that is going to... AJ, to me, here's the people that can win Elimination Chamber and it'd be cool. If AJ wins, okay, that'd be the best option. Bray wins, that is also a good option. I would almost take The Miz winning, though it's not going to happen. And if Joe debuts on SmackDown, I would take Joe winning. But it's not going to be Joe, but it just can't. Cena cannot retain. He just
Which is a worry. And he can. This is big match. Johnny can do anything he wants.
Yeah. It's like, despite the fact that people say like, oh, Cena buried everybody, Cena will absolutely do the honors for people and fucking work his ass off to put over. Or did y'all forget that he lost to Cena, or he lost to AJ twice in 2 fucking phenomenal matches? Yeah, Cena built up the man. Completely forgot that. Yeah, Cena put over the man who he then was going to have the match to put himself over. Steve Cecil, sorry if I slaughtered your name there, pal. LOL, I agree, no Cena versus Orton for WrestleMania. Dude, when I was actually like promoting big match John versus if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get Randy Orton, that was a joke. I don't actually want to see that match. No, it would be terrible for them. Agreed. Cena can face Samoa Joe. That's from Thailand Dylan. That's fair. They think it's like Rock versus Austin. You know what? In Vince McMahon's old little brain, he probably thinks so too. Oh, that's true. Why'd you fucking... Oh, God damn it. Oh, God damn it. You son of a bitch. Like, oh, why did you put that knowledge in my head? You fuck... oh, God damn it. That is not good. That is not good. Like, that pretty much solidified in my brain that that's going to be the main event. God Andy Paps, fucking damn it. Andy Paps gets a bit brutal, saying Cena can get hurt again.
Rick 1982 says W's plan to outdo Okada versus Omega is to do Cena versus Orton. How many stars will Meltzer give that match? Andy Pap says, okay, stop trying to sell that match, dude. It was a joke. Heavy J says -6 stars. Orton versus Cena and Goldberg versus Lesnar. Jesus. Bradley Cassidy, The Miz versus Cena. Oh, not again. Gary North, I hope Joe comes out on SmackDown Tuesday and fucks up Cena. That could be a possibility. With The Miz going over. Dude, Bradley Cassidy is like the biggest Miz fan I've seen. Andy Pap says,
I'm all about The Miz, so I'm cool with that.
Oh yeah, I don't have anything against. It's good. It's good to see people jumping on the Miz bandwagon. Well, it's not really a bandwagon when there's no one fucking on the wagon.
It is what it is.
Rick 1982 says he gave the Royal Rumble pay-per-view as a whole a strong tie. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns for the title. Mr. Bioco says AJ versus Orton versus Cena versus Bray versus Corbin versus Miz at Chamber. That's fair. That's likely. Why would Orton though be in? If you take out Orton, I don't think Orton should be in there if he's the.
No, replace it with somebody that's going to be a throwaway, like a Apollo Crews.
Fucking chuck a Ziggler in there.
Yeah.
Jericho says he lasted an hour and deserves a shot. That's fair.
Yeah.
Who won Profit? I talked about that. Taker versus Reigns makes more sense. Fuck Cena, Vince, and Jerry Lawler. So sick of his commentary. Why does he still have a job? Reigns versus Strowman will happen at Fastlane, and then Sami Zayn versus Strowman for the US Championship at WrestleMania. That's a really fair point. I think Sami Zayn will win the title from Jericho at Fastlane.
That would be cool.
Happy never won, and Owens retained. That's from Rick 1982. The Royal Rumble match brought it down. I enjoyed it for as well.
I disagree. That seems to be the general consensus. We seem to be the odd men out in that one because I actually really enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the entire fucking event.
Yeah, me too. What else have we got going on here? What have we got? We've got Daniel. Oh, dude, it's weird. Sorry about that. I had to fucking try and charge my phone. My phone's being a bit weird. The whole show was good, but the ending was very disappointing. But I got a bunch of matches right. Well done, winner. Yeah, but they're talking about the win. What we got here? I wonder how many times King Ross from What Culture said Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men during the Rumble match. I have no idea what that means, buddy. No idea.
What? What did he say?
I wonder how many times King Ross from What Culture said Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men during the Rumble match.
I'm sure that's a shot at What Culture, and I'm
Dude, if it was a
joke that they do over at What Culture. But I'm be honest, brother, I don't think we watch What Culture, so I'm sorry.
I've watched the booking gimmicks. That's it. I watched one episode of Ups and Downs and realized that they're after Vince's money. I shouldn't have really said that. Tyler Dillon says they could do Lesnar versus Goldberg for the Universal title. Bradley Cassidy says put Reigns full heel. I'd be into him. Where was Kenny Omega? We didn't see him tonight, and if you went to Kocosports.net, you would have found that out 3 days ago. Jake B said Baron Corbin to be in one of the main events of WrestleMania. I definitely hope so.
I don't think he'll be in one of the main events. I do think he will be in a big match, though, which is smart.
Agreed. Mr. Biker says love Luke Harper, underrated as fuck. Bradley Cassidy says The Miz deserves a title elimination chamber. Love The Miz. Does Cena winning the Royal Rumble now mean that the Patriots are winning the Super Bowl on February the 5th?
Cena didn't win. Well, he won at the Royal Rumble. Okay. Probably, but since my Giants aren't in it, Andy Paps, our Giants are not in it, I could give a fuck about the Super Bowl.
Gary North said, you missed the first 15 minutes live comments. I do apologize. What basically happens is on the mobile, once it gets to a certain point, because you guys have put so many comments in, it doesn't allow that many comments, so it just kind of bumps it to the top. But then once it bumps too far, I can't get access to it. So I do apologize. Tyler Dillon says, I'll make a Kocosports sign. Yes. Good man. Thank you. Andy Paps for champ. Agreed. I'm just pissed that Rhino didn't get to be in his second Rumble. Poor guy. Andy Paps says, I'm going to miss WrestleMania 33. Why is that? Well, how can you hate Cena in the current year? He puts on good matches, good promos, and he puts over decent talent. That's
You were
fair.
100% correct, whoever said that, and I 100% agree with you.
Agreed. What have we got here? Gary North says, so AJ had a good first year in WWE, lost to Jericho Mania, lost his feud with Roman, 3 times sales, got butt fucked tonight. Good job, WWE. You know what?
Or how about the fact that he, when actually got in a one-on match with James Ellsworth, he kicked him once and hit him with a Styles Clash. It was over. Or the fact that he beat John Cena twice, 3 times in 2 of the best matches that came out of WWE out of the last year. Or the fact that he won the championship and was a legitimate great champion for that brand and has been the headliner of SmackDown for about a year now. Or the fact that he came in at the Royal Rumble 1 year ago, almost to the day, expecting to get nothing, and the crowd absolutely opened. It took him with open arms. Like, yes, he lost at Mania, but out of that feud, which one of them got a title shot? He lost to Roman twice. Those were 2 fucking amazing matches. AJ has had a fucking amazing career, but he's had an amazing year. It's going to be awesome.
Agreed. Mr.Me says, fuck James Ellsworth.
Take it or leave it. It is what it is.
Andy Peps says, Andy Peps versus any member of the Kocosports team in a Brooklyn street fight. Sammy, you accepted, so I'm excited for that. Andy Peps then screams, fuck WCPW.
Yeah, they suck, but I know I watched that really awesome Marty Scurll, Cody Rhodes match. It was pretty fucking sweet.
I just can't stand the commentary. Like, dude, I wanted to just rip my headphones out. Oh, dude, I haven't watched. I can honestly put my hand on my heart and say I've never watched a full WCPW show. Andy Pap says, "Oh shit." Kevin Eric Snell says, "LK doesn't get what culture jokes. Making a note for later. They're okay, but a little too corporate money grabby for me." I agree. Mr. Biker says, "How's Dave Coco doing? I miss him. Cool fella." Yeah, he'll be back in February, like late January, February. He's just got to wait on the new apartment and just really sort his life out. So, March, April, back for Mania time. He'll be back on the channel. Andy Pep says, "I miss Coco. We miss him too." Conor McGregor versus Roman Reigns from Mr.Me. Andy Pap says, "Fuck the Super Bowl. I'll be going to WrestleMania 33. Antian Bishop says, "Takeover and Rumble tied this weekend. Seriously." Andy Paps, Mr. TNA was pushed to the moon in WWE. I never expected that to happen. That's true, actually, if I think of it like that. Steve Cecile says, "Hell yeah, anything that happens 2 stars will be good." Daniel Gomez, by the way, pro wrestling entertains me the most. Same thing in any different kind of sports.
Huh?
Bradley, he just talked about how much he loves pro wrestling.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Bradley Casti says, "What Culture extra subscriber and fan here." You know what? We did not tell you to not watch What Culture. We have never, ever said that here, ever. It was a joke made in the live comments, and I said, you know what? I didn't get the joke because I don't watch What Culture. And then we just said...
I don't know shit about What Culture, if we're going to be honest with one another.
I don't watch stuff that's mainstream, because then if I say something that they've already said, they'll be like, "Oh, you're copying What Culture, you're copying What Culture." So I just don't listen to other YouTubers. I'll listen to on my podcast app. I've got Steve Austin, Jim Ross, Jericho, Jim Cornette. He cracks me up and he works you all and is funny. It works everyone is funny, including myself, and it's funny. But apart from that, I don't listen to anyone. What else have we got here? Bradley Casti, talk about being a What Culture. Yeah, again, you can watch what you want, and we appreciate you sticking around and watching us. Gary North said, "Please, Randy Orton won for LK. Thank you. Thank you. Vince did it for me. He sat me through many hours of depressing Monday nights to give me this moment." Raphael Jackson just gives it a win. Tyler Dillon says, "Will AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon happen?" You know what?
Hope not.
I hope not. Actually, remember Shane versus Angle? How good that is.
It is great, but I just don't want to see that match.
Yeah, I think it could be a good one. Mr. Bioko says, "I still need to watch Omega versus Okada." Andy Pap says, "Why is camera off, Sammy? Are you naked or something?"
That's for me to know and you to find out. I'm going to make you as uncomfortable. Does it help if I talk really close to the mic like this? Can you feel how sweaty I am? I'm not going to let LK get to the rest of the comments. I'm just going to sit here and talk to you real low and sexy like. You can just think about if I have on my pants. No, I totally have on pants. I got a new computer. I made myself laugh. I have a new computer and haven't set up my webcam yet.
Tyler Dillon thinks he ripped his clothes off once Reigns came out. Mr. Bioko said, "Jim Cornette is hilarious." I agree. Tyler Dillon says, Vince McMahon in a backstage meeting shouted, God damn it, we need to make LK happy.
That's the fucking
In a world, that is the real reason. Then Raphael Jackson says, if you build a Royal Rumble winner from the ground up, you get Randy Orton. That, my friend, is what we're all about. Ronnie S says, strong win. And then Daniel Gomez says, I was really expecting Finn Balor to come back at number 30. You know what the person I sat next to also thought that? Thought there was going to be Balor and was kind of, disheartened when...
I thought it was... I was hoping it was Balor. I didn't think it was going to be. I was hoping.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for the live comments. I apologize you missed the first 15 minutes of live comments. It's just the way the YouTube gimmick works to apologize. We went to every single one. Thank you for joining us for your post show. Thank you for choosing us out of all of these YouTubers in the world. There's 35 live right now. Thank you. And there'll be hundreds watching post live. And thank you for joining us and choosing us for your yearly Royal Rumble review. We'll be back tomorrow night. Sammy, will we be back for Monday Night Raw tomorrow?
I do not know as of yet.
Okay, well, that's to be confirmed, but I'll be back for sure live after Monday Night Raw airs. You'll catch my ass in this chair, in this office, with this microphone, with that webcam, and talking to you, lovely internet inventory. Thank you to everyone who took part in the Kocosports pay-per-view profits. Also, SmackDown on Tuesday. Back to normal schedule now. This pay-per-view weekend sorted out. Thank God we're on the road to WrestleMania. Thank you for joining me today, Sammy. Make sure you check out Kocosports.net. It's the best place for all combat sports news. I'm going to update that tomorrow during the day, so excited for that. Update all the news. Want to thank everyone for joining us here from the whole Kocosports.net team. Make sure you stay safe, stay golden, watch out for clowns, and I'll catch your asses down the line.